Yo guys, it's me M.U.L.E, back at it again, making straight bangers, and welcome back to Explore Roblox, the series where my aim is to show you what a Roblox game has to offer. And in this video, I will be showcasing the classic event. I mean, how couldn't I cover this? This series just came out at the right time, I guess. So, let's get to exploring. This event is all about classic Roblox, which is very funny, as all of the games that are part of this event are not even close to being classic whatsoever. And I know that at this point everybody has talked about Skippity Toilet isn't classic. And then, well, I mean, they are right, it got created in 2023. The average so-called classic game would have been from pre-2016. So you'd be thinking of natural disasters, or literally just one of the many games that Roblox made themselves. Now, I would love to ramble on about how this event sucks and that they ruined the definition of classic, but that isn't why I'm making this video. I'm making this video to show all of you watching this a tiny piece of what these games have to offer, so there's no better place to start than the hub. Arguably the best game out of all the games that were a part of this event. There's so many reasons on why I think that this is definitely the best game from the event, because it's charming, it brings back very old things that were considered classic, it has actually fun quests that don't take 2 hours to complete, and it also brings back some of the classic items that would be used in break battles. I personally had a ton of fun just playing around in the hub and doing all of the quests with my brother. This does make me wonder what we would have gotten if it was an actual hunt. What I'm trying to say is that you should check this game out, not just for the rewards but also just for the experience. Now let's get to the actual games. Starting from best to worst, this might be biased as I have played this game a lot, and I already know that I'm probably gonna get some hate on this one, and the game I'm referring to is Tower Defense Simulator. I think that this game executed the idea of the event really well, as it doesn't just stick to retro Roblox thing, but also the history of its own game, as it brings back 5 maps which were in the game a while back. Most of these maps either got remade or just deleted altogether, so it's nice to see these come back, even if it's just for a limited time. So basically, there's this campaign mode which consists of 5 maps. All of the maps have their own sets of towers which you need to use. The maps aren't too hard to beat, but not too easy where you'd be done in like 5 minutes. And it also has a story. Well, I mean, it isn't that good of a story, but it at least has one. I think that this game really hits the balance of what a game should go for in these type of events. And if you just started out playing this, I think this would also be a really good starter experience, as it lets you try out pretty much every tower in the game. Now, onto the next game, which I honestly think they executed the idea as well as TDS, and that game is Arsenal. As in this game, it also adds a campaign mode, which has an actual story and explains why you're doing what. The story of this one is pretty simple. 1x1x1x1 is using a clone machine to clone noobs. These noobs then start overrunning the cities, and it's your job to get rid of 1x1x1x1. The way on how to get the badges in this game is also really well executed. You get the Roblox coins, or well, Ro coins, by completing little challenges. These vary from difficulty, but it adds some replayability which almost none of these games have, like at all. The ticks are also really well hidden, so you gotta like parkour and stuff, which is nice. Now, this next game I have actually never really heard of or played before. The only reason I know this game was because it apparently broke the Roblox servers once. Bro! I didn't really expect much from this game, but I was actually pleasantly surprised, as it was actually kinda fun. So you basically have a car, which you have to refill once in a while, and the main goal of this is to get as far as you can. Every I'd say 100 to 200 meters, there are these retro looking structures which have some zombies surrounding them. These structures also spawn a ton of items and food. Once you get to the 2000 meter milestone, you get a fun little minigame which you could skip, but you kinda need to complete it if you want the Roblox coins. Now, there are 4 minigames and 1 boss fight. All of these spawn every 2000 meters. They're actually quite fun, and I can see the appeal of this game. There's not much I can say about this game except for that when I first tried it, it was extremely buggy. But hey, every game has its flaws. This next game is one I used to play a ton, back when I was just a little goo goo gaga baby, which is the game Bee Swarm Simulator. This game honestly was a ton of fun. You basically have to defend your beehives from slimes and zombies, and the thing that makes this better than the other games in this event is that it actually doesn't really matter what level you are in the game, as I played this with total newbies and they could still keep up with me, as the bees you have in your hive actually don't do anything. They also don't really do much damage, so it's in your hands to kill these enemies, with the weapons at your disposal. It's pretty easy once you know what to do, but I still had trouble trying to defend the 10 waves that you need to do to get all 5 of the badges. I honestly think On and or other devs did a pretty good job on this one. Now, I do not like this game, as it's just a copy of a really good Minecraft minigame, and you probably know what game I'm talking about, and that is Bedwars. Now, like I said, I do not like this game, purely because it's more pay to win aspects. But the event they did for this really does not help the game in this case. So basically, you get into a game with 4 other people, and you need to defend your bed from angry penguins. These penguins can deal quite the amount of damage, and you really want good defenses around your bed, so you want to gather a really good and strategic team. Now just try to imagine that, but with 4 8-year-olds who don't know what they're doing. Not to mention, if you don't have a healer, you are not gonna have a good time. Though, with all of these flaws, I did kinda like this. It was unique in a way. This game is a curious case, as I don't really play these kind of games, and I'm referring to Dress to Impress. And this game actually did kinda impress me. I know, I'm funny. So basically, the first bit of this game is finding 10 ticks around the game. This was pretty easy, didn't take too long, but the part that impressed me is the second part of this game, which is a giant obby. Within this obby, there's a few Roblox tokens you can find. And something I noticed in this obby is that there's a lot of stray paths, which makes me think that the ticks was originally supposed to be in there, which would make this a lot better in my opinion, but I think they changed this so that people would actually play the game. The obby itself is not too challenging, but also not too hard. It also hits that balance, which I think all of these games should have been at. But I'm just gonna say this now, it's only gonna go downhill from here. This next game is kind of like Arsenal, not as in the event, but gameplay wise, as it's another first person shooter game, and by this I'm talking about Gunfight Arena. This game wasn't that bad, but it just took a little while because first you have to collect 10 ticks to unlock all of the classic weapons, then you have to kill a certain amount of people with those classic weapons, and then you're done with the game. Now, this was pretty easy to do, probably because the enemy team was filled with bots. But besides that, I think that this was a pretty neat little game. This next game was, well, I mean it's good, but the thing they did for it just wasn't good. So, Dragon Adventures. What you had to do in this game was collect 5 eggs to spawn the Roblox coin egg. Besides that, there's also 2 ticks eggs you could find. And then you'd say, this doesn't seem all too bad. And I would say, now just do this 4 more times. I think you can see the problem that these games are starting to have. And of course, because why wouldn't they want to capitalize off of this, they added an egg tracker, which makes it easier to find the eggs. Man, I sure do love making an event easier by throwing money at it.
Hello, I like money.
What inspired you to make a game pass that makes the event easier by finding the eggs for you?
Money.
Clip It is basically TikTok or Instagram Reels or YouTube Shorts for the normal people.
Oh no! Like this video, or Adam's trying the grimace shape.
I'm kinda on the fence on this one, since Clip It executed this event actually pretty well, but the problem I had with this is on how difficult it is to find everything, since most of the things you need to find are in the darkest areas in the game, and it just feels like most of the maps are just mazes. I mean, they did add an entire classic section to this game, which is awesome to see. Livetopia kinda sucked. So basically, you get this quest to deliver certain items to retro NPCs. You do that 3 times, there you go, you got a Roy coin. Now do this 4 more times, and I think you know where I'm going with this. And I know scripting can be hard, but it just seems like they put in the bare minimum and called it a day. This was just incredibly boring. I honestly don't even know how this game got into this event. Yeah, I'm talking about Toilet Tower Defense, which is pretty funny since the day before the event released, the community manager got outed for being a pedophile, which I'm honestly not even surprised by. I'm not going to talk about it here since this isn't what the video is about, but anyway, I think Toilet Tower Defense is slop and should never be in any Roblox event. But if I had to guess, the only reason why I got added is because it makes Roblox tons of money. The thing they did for this event was actually not all too bad, but it wasn't fun at all. You collect the 10 ticks, do some quests, which can only be done in a specific map. Bada bing, bada boom, you did it. The only thing I'll give this game is that it doesn't take 4 hours of your life. And there's also this cool cutscene, which I appreciate since they could have just left it out. Anyway, time for a speed up round! As these next 3 games all are waiting simulators and they kinda suck. These games are Restaurant Tycoon 2, Adopt Me and Driving Empire. Now, Restaurant Tycoon 2 is just wait until you serve 150 customers, which can take up to like 4 hours. 4 hours, like, do you... What? And Adopt Me, I mean, I guess Adopt Me is better in this sense, as you just need to wait around until your little pet wants to eat or drink or play around or sleep. I don't know. Anyway, next game. Definitely the worst of them all is Driving Empire, which I just had to leave my PC on overnight so I could get all of the points needed to get the coins. And not to mention, Driving Empire also had a game pass which gives you 2 times as much points. These games really left a bad taste in my mouth, especially Driving Empire. Now it's time for the worst game that I've ever had to endure, and that game is, drumroll please, Blade Ball! Now, this game is genuinely one of the worst experiences I think I've ever had the pleasure of playing. Like, I know people shit on Skibidi Toilet Tower Defense, but this game really just takes the cake of just gobbling on absolute dog shit. Like, I genuinely just did not enjoy this. And I'm one of you, and I know there's gonna be one of you, who's gonna say,
You don't have to 100% all of the games in this event.
And then I would say, yeah, that's a fair argument. But I think that if I want to make a definitive video on this event, I will have to fully 100% it. And it also means I would have to 100% the shitty games. So basically, what you had to do was complete quests. These start out pretty easy. Play 3 matches, eliminate 2 people, and block 10 times. Seems easy enough. Now just do this like 8 times, and in the third quest you have to collect all 10 ticks to proceed. Which doesn't sound all too bad, until you figure out that the maps the ticks spawn in are randomized, and you cannot pick them whatsoever. You can only vote on them, but that doesn't guarantee you that you'll get that map. And God forbid you accidentally die, since getting that one specific map can be incredibly tedious. The only thing I can give this game credit for is the boss fight against 1x1x1x1. Besides that, it was just horrible. I'm pretty sure I had to play this game for like at least 3 hours to complete it fully. Which, if you are a regular person who likes to have money in their pockets, you probably don't have enough time to fully complete this event. It really does suck that when Roblox tries to do a really cool event, there's always going to be at least one game that's going to be there so they can milk as much playtime as they can. Sorry for that little rant about Blade Ball. I just really dislike that game. Not only because it's just a rip-off of Pyoro Dodgeball from TF2, but also because this single-handedly made this event suck more than it had to. So, besides the games, there was also some extra things happening in the Classic Hub, which I didn't even know about. So apparently the Tix machine exploded and the Ducky Bunker opened up, which contained a boss fight against 1x1x1x1. And if you haven't noticed it yet, yes, the villain of this event is 1x1x1x1. Also something they added to this event are dev and admin items. Let me show you a clip of me finally getting the admin cake. Dude, bro, it is quite, I don't know if you can see it in the top, bottom right corner. It's literally fucking 1 AM and it's a Sunday, bro. And I finally got this stupid ass fucking hat, dude. Oh my god. You have no idea how long I've been in a queue for to get this single thing. Bro. Oh, I wanna sleep. I am so tired. You have no idea. You genuinely have no
Yeah, okay, this goes on for a bit, so I'm just gonna like, yeah.
This video wasn't really planned. I think that is pretty noticeable, but I still hope you enjoyed this special. I'm currently working on a different video for this series, so keep your eyes peeled. This was M.U.L.E, and I'll see you in the next video. See ya!